Hi, Assalamualaikum. Welcome to my first lecture video. I am Dr. Zainal Abidin bin Ali. We are going to learn about circular motion. First of all, we need to know few terminologies, okay? Just to clarify things before we go further, okay? First one is linear motion. I believe everybody knows about linear motion. Anything that moves in a straight line, okay, like this, we can say it as traveling or moving in linear motion. And it doesn't matter whether the line is slanted or sengit, like this, or like this, or like this. Okay, as long as it is a straight line, then we consider it as linear motion. And then we have circular motion. Circular motion, the word circular comes from circle. So anything that moves along circular path can be said traveling in circular motion. So you can imagine, okay, this is a circle shape, okay. If an object or a car or anything move circling this circle shape along this path, we can say it as moving in circular motion. And it also doesn't matter whether it is full circle or not. It can be like half circle like this, okay, or like this, more than half, or partially, as long as it moves in a curve or full circle, we consider it as circular motion. So maybe later on in this lecture, you will see that there is picture of car or move just partial of the circle, okay? Curve only. Okay, so curve like this, or even less than this, can be considered as moving in circular motion. Okay, now let's do some revision before we proceed. Okay, let's say you have a car moving in a linear motion, okay, and let's say we know the distance it travels, okay. Let's say from this point to this point, we know the distance, okay. And then at the same time, we know the time taken for it to move from here to here. So from here, we can get speed and velocity, okay, from these two information. Okay, now I want you to watch this simple animation, okay. Okay, the car move in circular motion, it make one complete circle, Kereta ni mengelilingi satu bulatan, okay. Sorry for the very bad animation, but you get the idea. The car, dia macam roundabout, dia move in circular motion, making one complete circle. Okay, from here, what can we get from here? Okay, first we can get arc length. Okay, the symbol is S. What is arc length? Arc length is the distance travel along the circular path. Atau senang kata jarak dia mengelilingi bulatan ini. Okay, that is the definition of arc length. Okay, symbol is S. Okay, let's say in this case the arc length is 72 meter. Okay, the SI unit for arc length is meter, SI unit. So symbol is S. Okay, what else you can get from this animation? Okay, we also said that the car moved 360 degrees, right? One complete circle. Okay, or we can say 2 pi. Okay, this 360 degrees and 2 pi, we call it angular displacement. Okay, this angular displacement is, the symbol is theta, symbol angle, and SI unit is radian. Okay, so if we ask what is the angular displacement, you must give your answer in radian, 2 pi. So if you give in 360 degree or in degrees, then you just convert lah to 2 pi. Okay. Or sometimes if it is one complete circle or 2 pi or 360 degrees, we also call it as one revolution. Satu pusingan lengkap. Jadi if we say it is 2 revolution, it means that it is 2 complete cycle. Okay. If 3 revolution, it is 3 complete circle. Okay. Simple. Okay, now the relationship between arc length and theta is given by this formula. Okay, remember. So now you have arc length, you have angular displacement, and you have this formula. I believe you have encountered or learned this formula at school, in form 4, I think. Okay. Okay, now let's test our understanding about angular displacement. Okay, take an example. Let's say an object move from A to B. Okay, what is the angular displacement? Okay, the angular displacement is pi over 4. Okay, because we know it is here 45 degrees, or it's clearly written here pi over 4. Okay, but you know it is 45 degree, it is pi over 4. Okay, let's say A to D. Okay, half of the circle. So we know it is pi or 180 degree, right? But the SI unit we must always pronounce mention it in SI unit, radian. So it is pi. Or D to E. Okay, so D to E is pi over 2. Okay, this is the example of angular displacement. Okay, make sure you get this concept first. Okay. Okay, now let's look at this example. Okay, the same car. Okay, let's say it move and make one circle, circular motion. Okay. Okay, this is the path it makes. Ini laluan dia. So one cycle, one complete cycle. So we say the angular displacement is 2 pi. Okay, because it makes full circle. And then if we know the time taken for it to make this move, if we know the time taken and we record the time, so we can use this information, both of this information, okay, angular displacement, we divide by time taken, we can obtain angular velocity. Okay, just like your ordinary speed or velocity calculation. When we have distance and then we divide by time, we get velocity or speed. Okay, so this is the formula. Okay, angular velocity, okay, this is the symbol. We pronounce it as omega. Okay, this symbol is pronounced as omega. Dia macam W, okay, tapi dia Roman macam W. Okay, so ingat, simbol ni angular velocity, its pronunciation is omega. So omega equal to theta, which is angular displacement, divided by time taken. Okay, its SI unit is radian per second, because we have discussed before, angular displacement must always be in radian. Okay, time pula must be in second. Okay, So you must remember this formula, pronunciation and SI unit. So this is the information for angular velocity. Okay, now let's look at angular velocity example tapi macam bentuk soalan. Okay, tadi gambar aja. Okay, sekarang kita tengok contoh-contoh dalam bentuk soalan lah. Okay, a car moves in circular motion by completing one full circle in 15 seconds. Calculate the car angular velocity. Okay, sekarang yang very clear kat sini dia bagi time taken. Okay. Apa soalan nak? Dia nak angular velocity. Okay, kita dah belajar tadi formula. Okay, apa formula angular velocity? First, kita tulis dulu formula. Okay, omega equal to angular displacement divide by time taken. Okay, so this is the formula. Okay, so angular displacement is equal to 2 pi sebab they mention by completing one full circle. One full circle is 2 pi. Okay, divide by time taken is 15 seconds. Okay, 15. So straight away we'll calculate. We get 0.419 radian per second. Okay, jangan lupa tulis unit. Kamu mesti tulis unit dan mesti SI unit. Okay, mudah kan? Tak susah. Okay. Yang penting kamu perlu ingat formula. Okay. Okay, now let's move to new subtopic. Okay. Okay, watch this video first. Okay, just ignore this beetle or ladybird on top of this wheel. I just want you to observe the velocity of this this wheel. Just observe the velocity of this wheel. Okay, let me play it. Okay, observe the speed. It start slow and then gradually become faster. It speed up. Okay, it speed up, coming fast, then very fast. Okay, so the rotation becomes very fast. Okay, so it's slowly speeding up. Build up the speed. Okay, so we can say that angular velocity increases. Okay, which means that the system is accelerating. Okay, apabila putaran tu bertambah laju, bermaksud sistem itu mengalami pecutan. Okay, jadi dalam pecutan sistem tu dikatakan memecut to accelerate when omega final is more than omega initial. Okay, ini just simply bermaksud angular velocity final lebih daripada angular velocity initial. Okay, jadi bila ini berlaku maksudnya kita kata sistem memecut. Okay, dia juga ada decelerate. Decelerate adalah apabila omega final kurang daripada omega initial. Okay, macam pecutan biasalah, cuma kali ini kita panggil dia angular acceleration. So dia ada accelerate dan dia ada decelerate. Okay, so in rotational motion or circular motion, we call this is the formula for angular acceleration. Okay, this is your linear acceleration formula. Okay, this ordinary formula yang you all dah guna sebelum ni, dah belajar di sekolah dan topik sebelum ni. So in circular motion, this is the formula. Okay, sama saja, cuma instead of V kita guna omega. So final velocity tolak initial velocity, omega final tolak omega initial. Okay, divide by change in time. Okay, remember the formula. Okay, Okay, so far we have learned about angular velocity and angular acceleration. Okay, this is just simplified of the formula. Okay, so angular velocity and angular acceleration. Okay, now if we compare, okay, this is your linear formula. Okay, remember, then you have learned it with Dr. Aisyah. Okay, this is its counterpart. Okay, maksud kalau dalam kes linear, ini formula yang kamu guna. Contohnya velocity adalah distance to displacement bahagi time. So dalam konteks angular motion, angular velocity is omega equivalent to delta theta divided by delta time. Okay, sama, cuma perbezaannya ini velocity, this is omega, angular velocity. This is displacement or distance, so this is theta. Okay, acceleration also same, A for acceleration, alpha for angular acceleration. So instead of change in velocity, this change in omega, change in angular velocity. Okay, just divide by time. Okay, displacement. Okay, from here, from this formula, okay, it become like this. Okay, sama formula yang sama, cuma instead of velocity biasa ganti dengan angular velocity. Okay, acceleration biasa ganti dengan alpha, angular acceleration. Okay, S displacement kita ganti dengan theta. Okay, make sure you remember this formula, all of this formula. Okay, now let's look an example. Okay, baca dulu. Okay, dia nak cari angular acceleration dan time interval. Okay, soalan ni apa statement dia bagi? Mula kita kena fahamkan dulu. Okay, dalam soalan kerana dia tak letak gambar rajah. Okay, saya letak sini untuk mudah pemahaman kamu. Okay, ada seorang lelaki ni, dia pusingkan tayar basikal dia sejauh 1.5 rev atau 1.5 revolution. Okay, kita belajar itu 1 revolution equal to 2 pi. Jadi kita boleh convert dia ke radian. So ini adalah angular displacement. Okay, 1.5 rev. Berapa jauh pusingan dia. Okay, and then from rest to an angular velocity of 25.6. Okay, ini adalah final angular velocity. Okay, starting from rest. Okay, maksudnya initial angular velocity adalah kosong. Okay, so apa yang kita perlu buat bila dapat soalan macam ni, kita list down dulu apa maklumat yang dia bagi. Okay, so ini initial angular velocity kosong, final angular velocity 25.6 radian per second. Okay, ini 1.5 rev. Okay, tukar ke unit radian. Okay, ini buat dulu. Okay, list down dulu. And then baru kita proceed menggunakan semua maklumat ni untuk cari magnitude of angular acceleration. So, ingat formula yang kita dah belajar tadi. Okay, kita pakai formula ni. Okay, just plug in value. Okay, initial velocity, initial angular velocity, final angular velocity, angular displacement. Okay, just plug in value, kita akan dapat value 34.41 radian per second square. Okay, so ingatlah, make sure kita list dulu apa maklumat yang kita bagi, and then baru kita guna untuk jawab soalan. Yang penting kamu kena tahu formula apa yang sesuai dengan maklumat yang kamu ada. Okay, then B, calculate time interval. So T, so ingat balik formula apa yang ada T. Okay, ini formula yang ada T. So sama, plug in value. Sekarang kita dah ada angular acceleration, kita ada initial angular velocity which is kosong, and then kita ada angular displacement. Okay, kita nak cari time T, so kita rearrange. Okay, dapat T macam ni, plug in value dapat. Okay, make sure kamu ambil kertas, conteng, try, kira sendiri. Okay? Fizik ni kita kena kira. Okay? Kena conteng-conteng juga, buat calculation. Okay? So, kembangkan daripada formula ni je. Pusing-pusing, tukar, dapatlah formula ni. Okay? Okay, now we proceed with tangential and centripetal system. Okay, let's look at what is the definition of both of these terminologies. Okay, so tangential direction is tangent to the circle of motion at the location of the moving. Okay, first, apa maksud tangent bila dikatakan dia tangent? Okay, jadi bayangkan kamu ada bulatan. Okay, kamu lukis straight line atas bulatan. Atau bayangkan ada bulatan atau bola sepak. Kamu ambil pembaris, kamu letak atas bola. Jadi kita katakan garis tu adalah tangent pada bola itu atau tangent to that circle. Okay. Dia mesti straight line atas bulatan tu. Jadi tak semestinya di sinilah. Okay. Boleh jadi di sini atau di mana-mana je sepanjang bulatan, atas bulatan. So, straight line ni adalah garis ini kita katakan tangent kepada bulatan. Okay, so direction ni adalah simply, let's say, kalau straight line ke arah sini, so ini kita katakan dia tangential direction. Okay, jadi bila disebut apa itu tangential direction, okay, arah dia begini ya, dia macam straight line atas bulatan. Okay, apa pula centripetal? Okay, centripetal direction runs along the radius. Okay, radius mana? Radius adalah towards center kan, macam ni. Okay, dia runs along the radius and positive radial direction is inward. Jadi, ini radius. Jadi, direction dia adalah ke inward, center. So, jadi ini adalah tangential direction, ini adalah centripetal direction atau radial direction. Okay, sama saja. Jadi, kalau kamu diminta lukis direction untuk tangential and radial atau centripetal, kamu mesti boleh bezakan. Okay? Any object moving in circular or rotational motion, apart from having angular displacement, angular velocity, and angular acceleration, which are all in the direction of rotation, we can also measure their tangential velocity and tangential acceleration. They are always tangent to the circle of motion. They are considered as linear components. The vector quantity are referred as tangential velocity and tangential acceleration, whereas the scalar quantity as linear speed and linear acceleration. Now, let's look at the formula of tangential velocity and tangential acceleration. Remember this formula. From here, we can derive the formula for linear speed by dividing both sides with time. This will give us speed equal to radius times omega. For tangential acceleration or linear acceleration, we use the acceleration formula. And then we substitute the Vt, which is the linear speed component, with the r times omega. This will give us acceleration equal to radius times angular acceleration. Both of these formula show us the relationship between the linear component and angular component. As tangential direction is a linear component, therefore, we can also omit the writing of small t in our equation. The relationship between the linear speed and angular velocity can be used in situations like this. This is lempar cakra. I believe you all quite familiar with this sport, right? Mungkin walaupun tak ada aktiviti ni di sekolah, tapi semua orang tahu, bukan? Okay, if we are able to measure the linear speed of the chakra, how fast it flies, then we can directly calculate his angular velocity. It means we know how fast he spins, berapa laju dia punya pusingan. Or if we have his angular velocity, we can calculate the linear speed. Another example is if we attach a ball to a string and swing it at certain angular velocity, and if the string breaks, we can calculate the linear speed of the ball. It means we can know how fast the ball flies off after the string breaks. Okay, just now I show you the relationship between linear speed or tangential velocity with respect to angular velocity. Okay, now let's look example where we can see the relationship between tangential acceleration and angular acceleration. Okay, I have already told you that tangential acceleration also we can call it as linear acceleration. Okay. Read this example first. A car starting from rest move to a speed of 20 meter per second. Sorry for my writing here. With a uniform acceleration in 10 seconds. The radius of the wheel of the car is 16 cm. Calculate the angular acceleration of the wheel. And then calculate the number of revolutions made in 10 seconds by the wheel. Okay, the first one, I think it is easy to understand. Just now, angular acceleration of the wheel. Okay, the second one is, apa yang dia nak ialah, dia nak berapa pusingan tayar tu buat dalam masa 10 saat kereta tu bergerak. Okay, kereta tu bergerak 10 saat. Okay, berapa banyak pusingan yang telah berlaku. Okay, berapa banyak pusingan yang roda tu dah buat selama 10 saat kereta tu bergerak. Okay, so first, let's solve the first one first. Okay, before that, kita kena tahu whenever you get question, whenever you receive question, the most important thing to extract whatever the information given. Okay, in this case, okay, kita tengok. Okay, this is the information given. Okay, speed, time, the R is 16 cm. Okay, another information is we have to know that actually linear acceleration of the car equal to tangential acceleration of the wheel. Okay, meaning linear acceleration of the car also equal to linear acceleration of the wheel. Okay, sebab the whole system mean wheel, kereta, orang ni semua dia bergerak dengan acceleration yang sama, linear acceleration yang sama. Therefore, speed punya linear acceleration also sama. Okay, linear acceleration atau tangential acceleration of the wheel. Okay, sama dengan linear acceleration of the whole car. So, what is the linear acceleration of the car? Okay, kita boleh dapat daripada information, maklumat yang dia bagi sini. Jadi, kita pakai formula biasa. Linear acceleration, okay, pakai formula biasa. So, since we also call it tangential acceleration, okay, pakai formula ni, and then kita tahu relationship between tangential acceleration, guna formula ni. Okay, then just plug in value. Okay. So angular acceleration equal to tangential acceleration divided by r. So tangential acceleration is 2 divided by r is 0.16. Okay, 16 cm mesti convert ke meter. So kita dapat angular acceleration of the wheel is 12.5 radian. Okay, then we proceed dengan number 2. Okay, how to solve this? Okay, remember this formula? This is few slide back. So refer your notes again. Okay, this formula. And then this is angular displacement. This is initial omega initial. Omega naught. Okay, and then A angular displacement, and then this T. So by using this formula, kita nak tahu berapa banyak angular displacement. Okay, so kita dapat 625 radian. The tire dah rotate sejauh 625 radian, berpusing rotate sebanyak 625 radian, which is kita convert ke unit revolution. We know that 1 revolution equal to 2 pi. So 625 radian equal to 99.5 revolution. Bermaksud dalam masa 10 second tayar ni telah berpusing sebanyak 99.5 kali. Okay, that's it. Okay, feel free to check my lecture note. Baca, okay, contoh ni ada dalam lecture note. Kamu go through again. Okay, try to do it by yourself. Walaupun kita dah bincang soalan ni, bahkan dalam lecture note kamu ada jalan kira semua, tapi try cuba buat. Okay, cuba calculate by yourself.